Democracy? Democracy. Democracy is not what these people need. Hell, it's not even what they want. America's been trying to install democracies in nations for a century.
Welcome to your quick hit for May 4th. Today we're starting off with Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now what's cool about this trailer is it actually got me, somebody who played Call of Duty Ghosts and was a fan of the series up until Ghosts when it lost all of my trust and faith. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare actually just released a trailer that is pretty interesting to me because what it's done here essentially is reinvigorated my interest in the series. I won't say that I'm exactly jacked to play the game, but I am excited to see what comes along here at E3. What was really cool was seeing Kevin Spacey in the game. It tells me that Sledgehammer is taking the game very seriously, that Activision has paid the money to get a high-level actor like him in there. Now, while it is a little tough to not see Frank Underwood here,
with his salt knows when someone's on the ropes. That's when you throw a combination to the gut and a left hook to the jaw.
I do believe that he's going to be able to pull this off very, very well. If the trailer's any indication of what this story is capable of and what the writing may possibly be, I am on board and interested in what this has to say. What also may have played into my kind of personal hype meter was that Vice and Call of Duty have put together a great collaboration research project. If you're not familiar with Vice, please do check them out on YouTube and HBO. Amazing documentaries. But what they did was a collaboration piece regarding private military contractors in the real world. I finished watching the video and was just about scared shitless. So it's awesome. It's worth checking out. Please check it out at the end of the video and in the description here. While I can say that the story interests me, the private military contractor thing is really cool because I think it could happen in the real world. We're talking about folks that are paid much, much more than they would be in any sort of military power. The pay is better outside of that power, and it's becoming apparent, and people can leave the military to get paid better to do a dangerous job. So what we know so far, we've got a near future setting where soldiers appear to be enhanced by some Elysium kind of tech. You know, they've got the mech/hybrid suits that assist with things like jumping. You can climb walls, bro. You can do all that now. But anyway, what's cool is there's multiple ways it looks like to detect your enemies and that you can also be detected, but it seems to be there are ways for you to slip into the shadows, including cloaking, which remains to be seen how well that'll play out for a Call of Duty franchise. Other things such as boosted jumping, hover bikes, and some weird mech titan with a Gatling gun, who knows. And of course, what's become a staple now of what we'll call next generation games is a spider tank. But what's interesting about this Call of Duty announcement is that one, it kind of happened on accident, which there was a leak and then Game Informer was supposed to put everything out today, and all of a sudden Activision did the right thing and just put out the release trailer now. Because we all know that a trailer doesn't necessarily indicate what the final product may be. E3, if they have another showing where they just talk about fish moving out of the way and a new dog companion, it's gonna be a bad day. So while I can't say that this is a day one purchase for me yet, I can tell you that I'll be paying attention to this. It's on my radar, and it's the first Call of Duty that actually has me pretty interested going forward. Will I buy it? Will I not? You guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. Next up this week was a big news deluge of Destiny information. Now, Destiny is one of those titles that got me excited as soon as I heard about it, and it's going to be very cool. I can already tell I'm going to put a lot of hours into the game. I'm going to have a lot of fun. JD and myself will definitely be streaming that. We'll definitely be trying to involve anybody that wants to become part of our still small but hopefully growing community. The great part of the information that came out is we saw a lot of people get hands-on, and what people did with that hands-on time and how they analyzed the time that they had was very interesting, and there was a stark contrast between many outlets out there. We'll talk about that in just a second, but here's what we saw in the information, the videos, and what the video you're watching now. While we didn't get a special sneak peek ourselves, it does look like there are a few things that just caught our eye. For instance, the hand cannon. That thing looks like an absolute monster, so I can guarantee you that I will more than likely apply that to my sidearm. It looks like co-op is very important, and it also looks like it's pretty fun. It looks like they had a team of about 3 characters running into this old place in Russia, killing quite a few enemies. And the enemies, I have to say, move very distinctly, as Bungie is wont to do. A very, very good job of animation, making each enemy feel distinct and making each enemy look and act distinct as well. So I'm excited to jump into that world. Now, the public events, from what we understand, are the times when multiple teams or players converge on a certain point or enemy, and then they're optional, so they're not necessary to, get further in the game, as well as you don't have to do them every time, but it does allow you to go from playing with 2 friends to playing with 10 people that may be strangers, and you might get along with them very well and be able to engage them further. So that's pretty cool. Another thing, Peter Dinklage is still awesome. Of course, he's your little companion, and the good news there is that he voices the AI in such a way that doesn't come across as too Tyrion Lannister, which is great because that really could have killed the experience. Now, strikes, the missions that you're seeing here and what was demoed to most folks, seem to be like the loot grind or the type of go here, kill this, get cool gun type of mission, which isn't a bad thing, but it also leaves quite a bit to the imagination as to what else is out there for Destiny quests and such. Special abilities were on display, so they look a lot like the class boost, like bubble shields and all that from Halo, and it's not a bad thing. Honestly, the game looks a lot like Halo in terms of its gameplay, and that, to me, is still not a bad thing. While I can't say I play as much Halo 4 as I did Halo 2, it was still a great game. I played through the campaign, had a great time, and I know Bungie's capable of just some ridiculous stuff, so September's going to be a good month, albeit far away. So beta details and the hands-on is actually going to be available at E3. Unfortunately, JD and I can't make it to E3 this year. I wish we could give you some great coverage, but I can tell you that we've taken the time off so we can get some good videos up, get you guys some information, and kind of talk about how we feel about this stuff. Now, as I said earlier, there was a wide berth in terms of how great the coverage was of this event and of these previews. And we've got a couple examples here. We'll link you some articles if you do like to read them. I do encourage it, especially if you're on the fence about Destiny, but I also encourage you, whenever you're reading a preview, whenever you're reading a review, or even if you're just listening to this video, listening to my voice, or watching us play something, keep in mind your opinion is what matters, your dollar is what matters, and don't get too caught up on, if you love IGN, for instance, everything being what they say, every writer there being in line with your values and your ideals. That being said, I basically have a bad, an okay, and a great example of what previews are out there right now. For not so great, I don't want to call it bad, but Kotaku's article was unfortunately pretty vague, and it was titled, "I played 45 minutes of Destiny, and it was pretty boring." Now, while I can understand that, it was a very deceptive and baity title in the fact that when you read the article, you don't get why it was boring. There's no thought or emotion behind what did I feel? Why was I just slugging along? Were the enemies too easy? Were my partners not engaging? Were the enemies just not cool? What was it that made it not so fun, not so engaging? A good example is IGN. Jose Otero over at IGN did a great job of explaining what was good, what still needs work, and honestly what they couldn't see at that time because it was such a PR-guided experience and it was very, very funneled. The best example, if you ask me, is Colin Campbell over at Polygon. Drilled down everything and actually did a couple of pieces on Destiny, so I would heavily encourage you to go over, check those out. They are a bit longer, but he's also done a video feature that will break it down in a brief format for you to take a look and make a good judgment. He's very honest and upfront about what works, what does not work, and what still remains to be seen about Destiny before September, and why we should maybe consider the game and maybe still wait till E3. There's plenty of time. Alright, and what's going on the channel? We've got a couple videos coming up. We've got some big plans. We are definitely going to get more content out. Now that I am back from Mexico, JD is ready to go. I am now married, and it's going to be a long process for this woman to dump me. It should be easier for me to get some programming out there. Coming up for certain is on Tuesday, we have MLB The Show 14 coming out for PlayStation 4. And I personally am picking that up, as well as a couple guys from First for Gamers. We are going to throw together an online league. So if you would like to play, the only prerequisite is having MLB The Show for PlayStation 4 and having an awesome attitude, because we really just want to have some fun with it. Some of us are rookies and it's our first time playing that game. We welcome all, and you can hit me up on Twitter at Joe_McAllister, or hit me up on the First for Gamers app, Mac Attack 1380, as well as PlayStation Network and Xbox 360. Also, one thing I wanted to recommend, I just discovered this series and I'm really sad it took me this long to get to. Over on GameSpot, Danny O'Dwyer has an awesome series called The Point. Right now you're likely looking at the Wolfenstein video, but it really dives into some of the things behind the games. He does fantastic research and really dives into some awesome topics. One that I think a lot of folks are going to identify with and hope for is the one that is titled Will Fallout 4 Be Announced at E3? Here's hoping. Please do check it out. That is it for this edition of Quick Hit. I hope you like the new style, hope you like the channel, hope you like the videos and want some more. If you do, please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, and you can hit me up at any of those social means that I gave to you earlier. Thanks again, this is Joe for Hipfire Gaming, and we'll see you later.